City still has a program, or UC Extension I know does, but I need to
UC Extension
figure
has.
out whether they will spread the word. I know the woman who runs that program, Andrea Ames.
Okay.
She's like one of their coordinators.
Okay, I know even San Francisco State University has
Neil
one.
Lindemann.
Yeah. So they are all coming in there too?
They will all tell their students. So I'm really hoping that we have a bigger crowd this year.
Okay.
Especially for the students.
Okay. All right. So let me get started with my
Sure.
first question. How did the arrangement to have the conference at SJSU come about?
So I've been trying to get SJSU for years, actually.
Okay.
And I finally got through to Mark.
Okay.
And he was instrumental in making that happen. Like, it really was all he got through tenure, and everything's settled, and he can do more things, and it just worked out this year.
So why SJSU and why not? Not that we are complaining, we love it, but just curious, the thing, why SJSU and why not San Francisco State? Because of the location?
Yes, I'm a local.
Okay.
I'm a local. I live in Sunnyvale.
Okay.
That is why Mission College for so long, because it's literally around the corner.
Yes.
From where I live.
Okay.
So, and we couldn't have used San Jose State before because I didn't have any contacts there.
Okay.
Right? It is only through the generosity of Mark, his program, the Steinbeck Center, and the writers and poets that we were able to have it there at all.
Okay. Thank you. We will definitely mention them in our article.
For sure.
How will the TC Camp experience differ for beginners versus more experienced attendees?
So, I'll tell you a story.
Okay.
At the very first TC Camp, I actually did a poor job of setting the agenda. Right, the agenda is decided by the attendees on the day of the event. You never know what anything's going to be or when it's going to happen. And it was the first year, and really I did a poor job setting the agenda, and we ended up with a big group that was talking about API docs, which is always a topic, a popular favorite here in the Valley. And the other group was talking mobile. It was an unfortunate, people who wanted both opted to the one.
Yeah.
And in the mobile group, it turned out to be 2 students and someone who was a fairly senior practitioner, but none of which had built mobile apps.
Okay.
So as a group, there's no one there presenting like how you do it. But they decided that together they could talk about the apps that they knew and what was good or bad about them. So they could draw on all of their experience, even as novices, draw on all that experience and make some conclusions.
Okay.
And they were impressed at how well it worked out. And so were all of us. Right? And at the end of the day, we reported back, they're like, well, we thought it was going to be, horrible and it wouldn't work out, but we learned a lot, and this is what we learned. So even if you don't know anything, your chances of learning, it's because of the way that it works. Right? It's not a lecture class. It's discussion and learning. And this is what real life is like.
Yes.
This is what your job is every day. No one's going to tell you how to do the thing or fix the problem or document this or whatever it is you have to do. You have to figure that out. And you do that through discussion with other people.
So when the unconferences happen, how do we know whether this is for I know you don't know whether, because their unconferences are basically designed by topics, right?
Yes.
Yes. So when I was last year there, I did find some of my kind who were freelancers, and
there are a fair number.
Yeah. But then I was trying to is there any grouping for them? Like, how do you really go and make sure that, hey, you know what, we are buddies, like that?
I think that is done best through topic selection.
Okay.
Right? Because there's 100 of topics on the wall, and people vote on them.
Yes.
So if there's one that is more inclined for, and we see it on occasion, you'll see one that's about, improving your LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
Or you'll see one about interviewing subject matter experts, or one about, how do you deal with difficult people, right? And as an outsider, you're constantly personal interaction.
Okay.
Right? When you're a freelancer or a contractor, it is all about determining relationships and understanding people that you don't have a long history with, right? And you're not going to.
Yes.
So when that population is higher at camp, those topics will get a lot more votes,
Okay.
right? And anyone can suggest a topic that day.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to talk freelance. You can put that up there, and if people want to, they will talk that way,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
So the other thing is, the other half of camp really is the people who come are either people who have never been to camp
Mhm.
and want to learn, or they are the seasoned professionals who are the real influencers in the industry
Okay.
locally.
Yeah.
These are the people who are not just learning technical things,
Uh-huh.
but they're learning about everybody who's in that room,
Yes.
right? They are increasing their network. They are learning the collaborative process and like the group of the mobile, right? They're learning how to dissect a problem,
Mhm.
which is just as important as knowing how to do API docs,
Mhm.
right? So you talk to everybody in the room, and it's because it's all conversation. It's a lot easier to make those connections,
Okay.
right?
Fair
In a
enough.
lecture call where you're listening to a presentation, you don't really talk to anybody but maybe your immediate neighbor.
Yes.
In a big discussion group, you talk to everyone,
Yes.
and there's someone whose job it is to make sure everyone gets a chance to talk.
Okay.
It's a very different format.
Yes. Yes. How can SUSU students benefit from the unconference format? I think you answered it partially, but there's something else would you like to add?
So one of the things that only the business school gets right,
Yeah.
right? Computer science doesn't get it right.
Mhm.
Literature doesn't get it right. None of the other departments really get it right, and that is learning how to network. And for TechCom, there's a huge proportion of us that are introverts,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So given a nice, comfortable, small group
Uh-huh.
where someone is actively soliciting everyone's conversation and doesn't let someone who's, you think for a while in your answer and they recognize
Yeah.
when someone else wants to contribute,
Mhm.
right? And you have a nice, safe environment where you can do that,
Yeah.
right? So getting those relationships and identifying the other people who will help you in your career
Mhm.
is way more important for students than for anybody else, right?
Yes.
So Mark's program is really good.
Yeah.
He has an incredible graduate to hire rate,
Okay.
right? So, but that getting that first job, it's not anonymous. It's people you know, and the people in the TC camp, the people in that room, those are the people who like to know everybody else.
Okay.
They like to know who you are, what you do, and what you're good at. So that when it comes time for them to recommend somebody or know somebody, they know who to go to,
Okay.
right?
Wow.
These are the
Okay.
influencers.
Okay.
They're the people who like to be the ones in the know,
Okay. Okay.
right? And just having a chance to meet and talk with them,
Yes.
yeah, it's a big
Yeah.
thing. It's bigger than you think.
Yes. So what? So